Hi there, aspiring achievers. Desmond Tutu once wisely said that there's only one way to eat an elephant, a bite at a time. What he meant by this is that everything in life that seems daunting, overwhelming, and even impossible can be accomplished gradually by taking on just a little bit at a time. Robert Maurer tells us in his book, One Small Step Can Change Your Life, the Kaizen Way, that small steps bypass your brain's built-in resistance to new behavior. Kaizen means improvement, and moreover, it means continuing improvement in your personal life, home life, social life, and working life. With one small step, or 15 minutes a day, every day, your brain doesn't react as if it's a threat, but rather it's more like saying that you can't possibly achieve much with just one small step, or just 15 minutes a day. And the truth is that you can if you're consistent every day with your 15 minutes or one small step. Yes. This way of life every day can change your life in big ways over time. It's the new year, and typically the time when people set New Year's resolutions. You're excited and committed when you set your resolutions, and often days or weeks later, you have failed to maintain your resolutions. Why? Your steps were too big or not realistically achievable as you set them up. We are a society of impatient people for the most part, and yet patience is an important ingredient for our success. I remember the one science class that I took in high school where we did an experiment of putting blue drops one by one into clear liquid, and we waited to see when the blue would saturate the clear and turn it blue. We had to be patient. I don't remember exactly how many drops it took. However, over time, the entire clear liquid turned blue. It's the same with establishing a new habit. When you make it small enough, like 15 minutes a day, every day, or one small step a day, you stay consistent and patient, and you will see that habit established and growing stronger every day. At some point, it will feel like it's always been your way of life. It does.
Welcome to the Living Beyond ADHD podcast. If you're looking for a fresh perspective and actionable steps on hot topics from focus to follow-through to self-management and more, you are in the right place. Welcome your host, innovative educator, coach, and psychotherapist, Dr. B.
One of the guiding principles in my Adventures in Achievement Foundation Skills program is if you're struggling for more than 10 minutes, post in the forum and ask for help. What is the point in wasting precious time struggling when an answer can come to you simply because you reach out and ask? Yet many students stay in the struggle because reaching out for help is perceived as a weakness and fills them with shame and self-loathing. The meaning that I give to reaching out and asking for help is one of courage, strength, and desire to keep moving forward, no matter the discomfort of asking for help to do so. Not a criticism of those of you who don't, just the meaning that works for me. Men and women are indoctrinated with different ways of responding to life circumstances. We are. Or perhaps we give a different meaning to circumstances than men. Recent articles about women and my own experience working with women seems to validate that women living with ADHD and or underdeveloped executive function skills experience and express shame, despair, and regret about the condition of their homes, often messy, their timeliness, often late, that was definitely me, and their lists, often long and rarely completed. How we women experience and express these circumstances often gets us diagnosed with anxiety or depression long before getting an ADHD diagnosis or one of underdeveloped executive function skills. And it's not that we women don't get depressed or anxious. What I've often asked myself is whether or not the anxiety and or the depression is secondary to underdeveloped executive function skills, which is part of an ADHD diagnosis. You know, it's so important to go deeper with a differential diagnosis to determine what is primary and what is secondary. Often the secondary will lessen when the primary is appropriately addressed. This leads me to ask if you've gotten your free PDF, 13 Signs Weak Executive Functioning is Holding You Back. If not, you can grab your copy from my website. Links in the show notes. And just because you learn about the strengths or the weaknesses of your executive function skills doesn't mean that you have to do anything further. It doesn't. Awareness can be enough for now. Or if you decide that you want to do something more about your underdeveloped executive function skills, get yourself on the information list about the Adventures in Achievement Foundation Skills Program. It's just an information list. We will be reaching out to those of you that are on that list and offering you the opportunity to book a strategy call starting later this week to determine if Adventures in Achievement is a good fit for you and if it can help you achieve your goals, as well as answer any questions that you have about the program. So be sure to get on that information list if that's of interest to you. And if you want help running your life and changing your outcomes that's less interactive or less high touch, you probably want to check out the Transformation Club. It's my newest membership program where you can work with me for less than $1 a day. If you want someone to show you the way and a supportive peer-to-peer community behind you or beside you, check the show notes for links to all the opportunities and resources that I talk about here in this episode. You know, I love creating safe spaces free of judgment for groups of people to learn and grow together. I keep these spaces separate from social media sites so we can have the privacy to do that deeper work of transformation. You are a precious child of the universe, and you are called a human being, not a human doing, for good reason, because you don't have to earn your value. You were born with value. Your value comes from who you are being, not what you're doing, which means that you can wake up every day with your value 100%, and that's pretty awesome. It's a great win. And if you need a space to feel the importance of this fact, consider working with me in some capacity, if it's your time. Speaking of wins, what's it going to be for you today? You organized your books so you can find things more easily? That's great. You created an altar or special space to showcase items that are of special importance to you? That's awesome. You say, I love you, and I'm proud of you to yourself at least once a day now. That's fantastic. Each one of these wins deserves your wholehearted celebrating. Yes, wow, awesome. I know that you all have daily wins, and I'm hopeful that you're celebrating all the small ones every day when the big ones are happening less frequently. How much time do we have? Not much. So let's get to it.
This podcast is sponsored by Pure Potential with Dr. B. You can head over to drbarbaracohen.com and find the podcast episodes and transcripts. Great free content, plus information on programs and products, including the groundbreaking online Adventures in Achievement Foundational Skills Training and Coaching Program. You can also learn about Dr. B's masterclasses on decision-making, time management, and banishing procrastination. That's drbarbaracohen.com.
Borrowing from Kaizen Way, there's some life work for you to reflect on and engage with that I've provided. Remembering that you are able to take one small step every day with consistency, and that over time, those small steps will transform your life at a pace that's just right for you. To keep your fight-flight response turned off, keep it simple and small. Repetition is essential, so keep things doable. So here's what I've got for you for some life work to get going with from this episode. Ask yourself small questions such as, what is one way that I can remind myself to drink more water? What is one thing I can do to feel healthier? What is one thing I can do to relax after work? How could I incorporate a few minutes of movement into my day? Next, think small thoughts, such as in this process. Take apart a task into the smallest steps possible. Rehearse them in your mind, the first step, over and over again until you feel comfortable taking the first step in your mind. Move on to the second step and do the same thing until you feel comfortable taking the second step in your mind. Put step 1 and 2 together and rehearse them in your mind until you feel comfortable taking these 2 steps. Continue with this process until you have rehearsed mentally all of the steps and have been able to put them together and feel comfortable with them all in your mind. Next, take small actions such as take one step rather than rehearsing it in your mind. Remind yourself of how you felt rehearsing it mentally and connect with that feeling. Move forward with each step doing the same process. Remove one item from your marketing cart before heading to the cash register if you want to reduce spending. Just stand up every 1 to 2 hours or even more frequently to move your body more. Set the timer for 5 minutes to clean up an area to help you to keep your house cleaner. Solve small problems. There's warning signs. While they're small, such as your waistband feels tighter for 2 days in a row, explore the reasons why. You are resisting a small step. It's because the step is still too big. Make it smaller. Saying yes when you know that you need to say no. Explore those reasons. Small, persistent signs of pain when you exercise. Explore those reasons and take care of yourself. Next is bestowing small rewards to support internal motivation, such as break a relatively small task into 7 steps and reward yourself after each step with your love language, which in this case I'll use words of affirmation as the love language. Example, going to the gym in the morning 3 times a week requires wake up at 5:30 in the morning, give yourself a reward, which is words of affirmation. Get dressed for working out, give yourself a reward, words of affirmation. Leave by 6 a.m., give yourself that reward, words of affirmation. Arrive at the gym at 6:20, give yourself that reward of words of affirmation. Stay focused on your workout and complete it. Give yourself that reward of words of affirmation. Leave the gym at 7 a.m., give yourself that reward again. Arrive home by 7:20, give yourself that reward. This is what it is to give yourself small rewards. They're going to increase the likelihood that you're going to develop the habit and continue to do it until the rewards won't be necessary. Not with this kind of frequency. And identify small moments such as be fully present when you greet someone. Be present when someone leaves and you say goodbye. Take mental snapshots of small, meaningful moments to remember. Be present for first-time moments. They're only first time and important. All of these small steps may seem like a lot to add to your already full life, yet the dividends paid are so worth it. Small, consistent steps make change possible and resistance obsolete. Are you willing to take small steps every day for the changes that you want to see in yourself and your life? I hope so, because the decision you make is going to change the course of your life. If you identify with being a gifted underachiever and know that there's more to you than what you see right now, you're faced with a choice. Many adults wish they could be the empowered achiever, but they don't have the courage to face themselves as they are today and grow from there, wherever there is. So many adults are in a hurry and want quick fixes that don't give lasting results. Being a gifted underachiever is definitely a tough way to live. I know, because I used to be one and not anymore. If you believed with absolute certainty that you could learn the executive function skills that you're missing so you could achieve your goals, would you take action on creating that life for yourself? Moving from point A to point B isn't so difficult when you have a structured path to follow and the support to help you overcome the obstacles or the resistance you might encounter. Things can be figured out when you don't run. You can study your situations and see ways around them so that you get to the other side. If you want an intentional life, you need to be intentional about what you bring into your life. Only bring those ingredients that you want to have there. Be 100% responsible for the life you create for yourself. Even if you have challenges in your life, there are real solutions, and you can increase the quality of your life tremendously. If you decide to accept that your life is unfolding for you rather than happening to you, then be sure to notice the little moments when they occur. There are little gems in this episode and all episodes that are of benefit to someone listening, and that someone could be you. Life has a way of working out, and oftentimes better than you planned or envisioned for yourself. If you want to change your life in amazing ways, decide which small step you're going to start with today. And make sure the step is small enough so you can easily take it and complete it successfully. If you resonate with what I share and my approach and would like to benefit from more than just my podcast show, I've created options for you. There is the Adventures in Achievement Foundation Skills Program, which is a high-touch, deep dive into the executive function pre-skills and executive function core skills that'll change your life. It's 7 months of working with me one-to-one in a group format that'll bring you more than I could ever bring you outside of this structure. Being together in this group energy and unpacking everything that I recommend that you examine and possibly develop to have the life you say you want is powerful transformation. What got us to the places we are at now won't get us further. To move beyond today's space, we need to be different so we can do different and have different than we have. This is an exclusive experience for those serious about more deeply transforming their life. It's opening up again for the February 2023 group. And if you're on the information list, you'll be the first notified when doors open, as well as for booking a strategy call if you have questions about whether or not AIAFS is right for you. So be sure to get on the information list to learn more about Adventures in Achievement and to be the first notified for upcoming opportunities. And if high touch in 7 months isn't for you at this time, then let's work together in the Transformation Club for less than $1 a day. Whether you're in the U.S. or abroad, when you become a member of the Transformation Club, you're gaining more than just information. You are becoming part of a community of like-minded adults who are in TTC to transform their lives. You probably already know that you need to develop your executive function skills, and the fastest, most time and cost-efficient way is with TTC. It's a gentle path of growth where you aren't rushed. You can take your time each month to learn a new executive function skill, practice what you learn, and share in a safe peer-to-peer community forum. It includes a monthly training and a monthly Q&A, both live on Zoom, and a monthly private Ask Dr. B podcast episode that's based on questions asked by TTC members. This may be perfect for you, so check the show notes to learn more. It doesn't include coaching, which is included in a multitude of ways in the Adventures in Achievement Foundation Skills program. However, it may be perfect for you to learn from the live trainings, the live Q&A about the trainings, and from the private podcasts that are produced. There's also about 20 short educational videos that I've done to help you with your transformation. Be sure to post your introduction when you join TTC so we can welcome you and get to know you. Again, check the show notes to learn more about both of these program opportunities. You know, it would have been wonderful if we'd been given this opportunity when we were kids, but that just didn't happen for most of us. We're being given this opportunity now as adults, and it's our decision, our choice to close the gap now or not. Our quality of life depends on what we decide. It hangs in the balance. I hear from many of you and will tell you all the same thing. If you want what I have, then develop what you need to have your version of it. There is a peacefulness that I experience by being able to show up and be me. Since there was no comprehensive program available when I needed to develop my own executive function skills, I had to piece it together from various sources instead of going to one place for all my needs. How much easier it would have been if I could have gone to one place, but then it wouldn't have been my journey. And who knows if I would have been called to develop a truly effective specialized training and coaching program where you get not only the what, but you also get the how. And the how is usually unique to each person, which is why there's so much coaching available to guide your transformation in the Adventures in Achievement Foundation Skills program. You can do something about developing those skills so you can function more productively at work and create more balance in your personal life. The choice is yours. Are you seriously committed to putting an end to your needless suffering and developing your missing skills so that the quality of your life that you want to live is yours? You know, the years are going to pass no matter what we do. It's really the choice of what you put into those years rather than them just be passing years and ending up filled with frustration and regrets. You've heard me say it before, and it fits for this episode. Slow down and become a student of your own life. Take small, consistent steps every single day. Understand what you need to succeed with the multifaceted brain that you have, and give it to yourself. Take action on what you learn about yourself. This is the life work that lies ahead for you if this is your time. You know, you came to this lifetime with an empowering gift, And I would love it if each and every person on this planet were able to express his or her unique, empowering gifts freely, without the threat of being shamed or criticized. Let's put an end to that stigma once and for all and live, all of us, as empowered achievers. A favorite quote of mine. Coach John Wooden said, "When you improve a little each day, eventually big things happen. When you improve conditioning a little each day, eventually you have a big improvement in conditioning. Not tomorrow, not the next day, but eventually a big gain is made. Don't look for the big, quick improvement. Seek the small improvement one day at a time. That's the only way that it happens. And when it happens, it lasts." I love this quote because I got to watch Coach Wooden in action when I was in university. He coached and guided his athletes, not only with his strategies for the game, but his philosophy of life. Think about it. If you're willing to invest just 15 minutes a day, every day, and let that be enough, over the course of 1 year, that's over 91 hours of invested time. What could you achieve with 91 hours of focused and intentional attention? I bet it would be difficult to commit to spending 91 hours to achieve a goal that you set, but you could successfully achieve that same goal over the course of a year in 15-minute increments. Whenever a student overcommits on their goals, they derail and they get frustrated that they didn't keep their word to themselves. However, when they commit to the 15 minutes a day every day, or even 30 minutes a day if they have it, their achievements are massive. This works because we are flying under the radar of triggering resistance or fight-flight responses. Small amounts of time or action steps are the recipe for your success. If you're loving the podcast, here's how you can get even more support by checking out the links in the show notes for transformative opportunities that are waiting for you now. And if you found value in this episode, please leave me a review on Apple Podcasts. Our mission is to help as many people as possible transform their lives. And when you leave a positive review, more people can find this podcast. So click where it says review, select ratings and review, write a review, and tell me what your favorite part of the podcast is. Thank you so much. And if you're ready to stop your needless suffering, I look forward to seeing you inside the Transformation Club or in the Adventures in Achievement Foundation Skills program. Be sure to check out these opportunities in the show notes. You know, transformation isn't exclusive to me. It's happening for all of my students who are equally as amazed as I was years ago with myself. There are real solutions to the challenges you're experiencing, and they are available now. Time is our most precious asset, and none of us have time to waste on solutions that don't work. I would love to help you realize a new freedom. That is, if that's of interest to you. Thanks for listening. Until the next time, bye for now.
Thanks so much for listening today. If you're eager to make positive changes in your life and stop overwhelm and confusion from derailing you, head over to drbarbaracohen.com and see how Dr. B can help you today. Whether you love learning in an online group environment with personalized coaching or prefer the pace of guided self-study, Dr. B offers the skills, strategies, and individual support you need. Get started on your journey today by visiting the website at drbarbaracohen.com.